Hello and welcome to today's reading, which is about your inner Chloe Bailey. So if you don't know, Chloe Bailey has lately been on social media talking about her journey towards being more confident and, just getting the attention she deserves. So I decided to do a Chloe Bailey themed reading on confidence. So during this reading, we're going to talk about things that you should be proud of, aspects of yourself you should be more confident about. We're going to talk about how to boost your confidence, and we are also going to be giving some affirmations and quotes that you guys can use to really embody that inner confidence. So go ahead and meditate on which of the 4 groups you would like to pick, and then fast forward to the timestamps, which are going to be in the description. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your pick a card reading, your Chloe Bailey themed pick a card reading. So for part 1 of this reading, I'm going to go over things that you should be more proud of, aspects of yourself that you should have more pride in. So to start off with, we have all of the cards reversed. We have Queen of Swords, Knight of Wheels, the Tower, Justice, 5 of Wands, the Hangman, and Ace of Swords. So first thing I feel is that you guys need to be more confident in your communication style, the way you share knowledge about certain aspects. You might be insecure, so you might have a lot of interest or knowledge in regards to like personal finances or how people can build structures. Like you may be good at giving advice to other people who are trying to like study something in school or trying to build a business or are trying to, really like establish themselves and gain more resources and gain more financial stability. You may have a lot of knowledge on that, but you don't feel super comfortable sharing it. Maybe that's something that you've mastered. Maybe you've gone to higher education. Maybe you're really good at studying certain things or something like that, and you have a lot of knowledge to share, but you kind of just keep it bottled up because you're just like, well, either you don't realize that you are kind of an expert or really good at helping people with that stuff, or you feel insecure about the knowledge that you have. Okay, then with the Tower reversed and Justice reversed, this is talking about creative inspiration. So maybe for some of you, you gain creative bursts of energy or inspiration very suddenly, but you don't act on it. You kind of just like let it sit. You may take time to think about it. Like you may overthink about these things. Like, so for example, if you have the idea to start a YouTube channel, you might just kind of like think about it. Maybe you'll do research on it. You'll watch other YouTube videos about like people make videos about like, how to start a channel, how to gain more followers, You'll watch that stuff, but you won't like actually act on it. So it's almost like there's an imbalance here where you do a lot of, and you put a lot of energy into studying how to start a YouTube channel, but you don't actually start the channel. That's just an example, by the way. It doesn't have to be a YouTube channel, but it's some sort of like sudden inspiration that you do a lot of research on. You may have a lot of secondhand knowledge on, but when it comes to actually taking action and creating that thing for yourself, you don't actually do it because you're feeling like insecure or like you just doubt your ability to do something with longevity. Like you may feel like, well, if I start a YouTube channel, again, as an example, well, if I start a YouTube channel, am I actually going to post? Like, am I actually going to be consistently posting on that channel like every week? Or am I just kind of like going to do it once and then stop? Like, there's no point in me starting if I'm just going to do it once and stop. But maybe you need to change your mindsets and think about it more as like, oh, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for other people, right? Because we have the 5 of Wands reversed and we have the Hangman reversed. So I feel like what this group here is saying is like, you need to focus on, again, creating it for yourself. Like, don't think of it as like, if I do this, like other people need to think this is good too. Like, let's just do it. Even if you're inconsistent, like at least there's some pride there in knowing that you did it for yourself. So you need to have more confidence in your ideas so that you can actually put them into action, put them into practice. Because at the bottom of the deck, we did have the Emperor after I shuffled the cards. So I think maybe being more action oriented is something that'll help, take your life to the next level or something. See, now the cards look uneven. I'm just going to move this. You get the point. You saw the Emperor. So I feel like you guys may have like several groups of friends. For some of you, like some of you don't necessarily fit in with one group. Like some people have that one core group of friends that they have that like, it's just them and their 3 besties and they do everything together, and like, you don't imagine one without seeing the other. You know what I mean? Like if Lisa's there, Angelica got to be there too. Like that's how close they are. Like you're not like that. You have like you may have multiple groups of friends. And something about that makes you feel not lonely, but like there's something about that makes you feel unconfident. Like the fact that you don't have that like core group, you just kind of flit in between multiple different groups. Like there's something about that you don't like. But with the Hangman reverse, it's talking about like you have something to offer each of these groups and they have things to offer you. So you don't need to feel unconfident about that. Like you should be confident in the fact that like you are able to, relate to so many different people and they're able to relate to you and you're able to, share things with them and they're able to share things with you. Like you're able to have like influence among a large group of people just because you are able to flit in between these multiple different groups. So you don't need to feel like any type of way about that. Like that's not something you should feel sad about. Yes, it's really cute when you watch a movie and they got the 2 best friends, inseparable since birth. Like that's real cute, but that's not everybody's reality, and this is just kind of like the path your life needs to take, because it's just about your like communication and like the way you relate to others, because there's a lot of swords here. There's like 3 swords. So something about your communication, the way you relate to others and your relationships in terms of like the knowledge sharing and stuff like that. Like that's something that you need to work on building your confidence with for sure. Okay, so then I pulled some 2 oracle cards here. So let's see what they are. We have Never Ending Story. And we have By the Book. Let me move these over a little bit. Never Ending Story and By the Book. Yeah, so see, By the Book, again, I feel like you guys, some of you may feel like you need to, there's like a process I must follow. If I want to share knowledge on how to build something, like, or how to study certain subjects or how to build a business or something like that. If I want to, share that kind of advice, then I must accomplish this first. I must accomplish that first. Or, if I want to start a YouTube channel, as an example, not saying that's what you want to do. Or if I start a YouTube channel, I got to make sure I have X amount of followers on Instagram first. And I have to make sure that I have 5 videos filmed already. And I got to make sure I do this. And you don't have to do all that. I feel like you need to kind of turn that on its head. Like you don't need to look at life as like this very regimented thing where A plus B is C. You know, like life is a ladder and I must climb every single rung before I can get to the top. Like that's not how things are. Like you can kind of go crisscross, diagonal, side to side, up, down. You can do it whatever way you want to do it. However you get it done, that's how you get it done. You know, I think you need to be more open to and more accepting of your ideas or the way you want to communicate things, or you know, like your goals and stuff. Just kind of like just go with the flow more with that kind of stuff. Okay, so with Never Ending Story, I'm like really focusing on this heart here, and this kind of like has a spinning wheel on it, and you spin the wheel and it gives you an answer. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's kind of hard to see. But basically what I'm getting from this card is like some of you might be waiting for a sign. Like you're waiting for the universe to give you like a yes that you need to do something. Like, again, you can't really see, but there's like a lot of yeses and nos on here on this heart. So I feel like you're waiting for the universe to give you a sign that you need to do something. And if that's what you're doing, then this is the sign. This is your sign. The yes, you need to do it. It's totally fine. This is the go ahead. Please move forward. And then with Never Ending Story, I also feel like, you know, everybody has to start somewhere. Like if you have a creative idea that you're hesitating on, like, and you're worried that you don't have the credentials or you don't have the background or you don't have the followers or whatever, like it with Never Ending Story, it's almost saying like, you'll get there eventually. Like you don't need to have all that now. Like just start and then like, let's just see where life takes it. And eventually you'll gain all that stuff naturally anyway. Instead of trying to force it now, or like just waiting for life to happen to you, or not waiting for life to happen to you, but like feeling like you have to follow things by the book, by certain instructions before you can progress to the next step. Like that's not really how life works. Anyways, let me pull another card for you. So what's something group one should be more confident about? Okay, 2 cards flew out. So we have I respect the property of others. And we have I follow my inner guidance. Okay, so some of you guys may be very intuitive, and that's kind of going back to the Tower card. Right? Like your inner guidance is like, you need to do this. But then you're like, but wait, before I can do that, I gotta do this. Nope. So with I follow my inner guidance, you don't need to do all that. Like your intuition is pointing you in the right direction. You don't need to put all these like bullet points underneath these intuitive messages you're getting, or like these, there's no fine print. Like if intuition is saying we need to go do this, like that's what we need to go do. We don't need to do XYZ first. Okay, unless intuitively that's what you feel, but if it's like just your ego or fear that's making you feel that way, then yeah, no. You don't have to do that. And then with I respect the property of others. I feel like some of you guys may feel like, oh, you know, I have knowledge to share, but millions of people have shared it already, so I don't want to bite anybody's style. I don't want to copy up anybody. Like if 80 people are on YouTube, for example, talking about makeup, I don't know, as a beauty guru, I shouldn't get on YouTube doing that because other people already do that. But this is kind of saying like you have your own very specific insight to things that, you know, your specific experiences that nobody else has. Okay, that's why we have hundreds and thousands of beauty gurus on YouTube, and they can all be successful in their own right if they're all, you know, entertaining or whatever. Because everybody has their own unique personality. So it's good that you know, you don't want to copy off people. Like that's something you should be proud of, but that shouldn't be a deterrent from you exploring the same subjects or trying to go for the same goal or whatever, like the same end goal. Okay, so now for part 2 of this reading, I'm going to talk about how you guys can boost your confidence. So for the question, how can group 1 boost their confidence? The first card we have is Delight. It says, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. So immediately when I saw this card, I feel like a lot of you may have, you don't have to, but a lot of you may have like Capricorn, Virgo, like Saturn, Mercury, like placements that make you feel like you need to take things seriously, and like, or placements that make you overthink, astrological placements, I mean, that make you guys overthink. Like, one thing I've learned as a person with many strong Capricorn okay, placements, and Saturn placements, is that it's never as complicated, or not even Capricorn. I mean, I overthink. Okay, that's just a personal problem I got. It's never as complicated as complicated as you think it is. Like, it could actually be very simple if you just let it be simple. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Like, sometimes a dog is just a dog. Okay. A feather is just a feather. I don't know why I'm thinking of these random items, but that's just what I'm thinking of, okay? So we don't need to overcomplicate things. If your intuition is telling you to do something, let's just do it, okay? Then we have 3 surrender cards. The first one, because I was just talking about that, surrender obsessive thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So a lot of you guys, like I said before, you're overthinkers. Okay, we have surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. And then we have surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Okay, so again, some of you guys might start things and feel like things aren't happening fast enough for you, or you're afraid of those things not happening fast enough, and so you obsessively worry about it, and you feel like it's because you didn't do enough research, or you don't have enough followers, so why bother? Like, and that's not that's not a healthy way to live. That's not in alignment with like your intuition and who you are as a person and stuff like that. So with surrender to non-action, I said y'all should be more active. This card is saying don't act. But I feel like it's don't act in terms of like your obsessive thinking. Like, if you're obsessively feeling like, or not obsessive thinking, overthinking, okay, or overcomplicating things. Like, again, with the YouTube channel example, okay, if you're thinking like, I need to start a channel, what do I need to do to start a channel? I need to do A, B, C, D, F, and G. Surrender to non-action is telling you, like, no, you don't. All you gotta do is go to youtube.com, okay, go to the menu, click, start new channel, put the channel name, and then upload a video. The end. The end. Maybe put a profile photo up. That's it. You don't need to overcomplicate things. Okay, and then finally, we have acceptance. Waxing crescent to acceptance. And we have the number 4, which is the number that is associated with the Emperor card, which I showed you guys before. And I told you the Emperor card is the card about taking action. Hello. Okay. Child, what does the book say about this card? Acceptance of the current situation is the first step to change. The past does not exist. The future hasn't happened. There is only right now. Okay, again, you guys don't need to think about, I feel like a lot of you guys have an obsession with the future. Like, you think about like the impact of something you're going to do, or like how things are going to look 10 years from now. And you really don't need to think about that. You just think about the present, how you feel right now. If right now you're being called to do something, like, let's go do that. If you're feeling called to share certain knowledge with people, then that's the knowledge you need to share. The end. Point blank, period. And even if only 5 people get that message, then only 5 people get that message. Boom. Okay, Spirit, what is the affirmation that group 1 needs? What is the affirmation that group 1 needs? All right, and now for part 3 of this reading, I'm just going to give you guys some affirmations and quotes to carry along with you when this video is over. So the first affirmation is, I am an active participant in my life. You play an active role in your life and have control over your decisions and choices. There is always an opportunity to actively participate in your life experiences, especially how you respond to them. Take pride in your Take pride in your ability to facilitate change. Okay. Then we have, my peace is protected. Imagine a bubble of protection surrounding you. This bubble is a safe space as a consistent environment where you can maintain your peace. Relaxation will come naturally for your mind to be clear and focused. Accept a life of peace and serenity. Okay, then with the quotes. I'm here for a reason. I have something to say. Issa Rae. And then the next quote is, I think it's vital to pattern yourself after success. And that quote is by Nipsey Hussle. Okay, so with I'm an active participant in my life, yeah? So with that, again, I feel like because you guys may get caught up in these cycles of overthinking, you don't take action in your own life, and you're waiting for like the right signs to come, or you're waiting for you to gain some type of knowledge first before you act on things. You don't really need to do that. Like, you can do that, but you don't want to feel like, you don't ever want to feel like life is happening to you. You want to feel like you're taking control and you have control over the things that happen, some of the things that happen in your life. Okay, with my peace is protected. I feel like this is, again, going back to overthinking. It's just like quieting the mind. Maybe some of you would benefit from meditation or just like journaling or something. Like just getting all your thoughts out there and then being like, but it's okay. It's fine. Delight, count your blessings and enjoy. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. All right, then for the quotes. I'm here for a reason. I have something to say. Again, going back to what I said, we did have the Queen of Swords on the board. Some of y'all are meant to share knowledge with people. You're meant to exchange ideas with a lot of people. And you can't do that if you are hesitant to like do that. Like, you can't do that if you're overthinking about how you do that. Just do it. Okay? Nike. All right? Just do it. Don't think about it too hard. Okay, and I think it's vital to pattern yourself after success. Yeah, so a lot of successful people, like, it's not even that they were the most talented at what they have to do. It's just that they were willing to take that risk. Like, there's a lot of actors out here that, like, or singers, you know, artists, famous people who you look at them and you're like, no shade, but you're not the best rapper, all right? Or you're not the best singer, or you're not the best actor. Like, okay. But those people, they were willing to take that chance. They were willing to put in the time, the energy, the work ethic was there. Obviously, some of it is also chance and luck and divine timing and all that stuff. But like, part of it is just like being able to just take that chance and just move forward. So yeah, group 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading, this Chloe Bailey themed reading. I hope you guys go listen to stream Ungodly Hour, Chloe by Halle. Oh my God. Go stream Chloe and Halle's Ungodly Hour, period, point blank. But yeah, I hope this reading helps you. Please let me know in the comments if it resonated, and I will see you back on my channel with another video soon. Goodbye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to this Chloe Bailey themed pick a card reading. For this first part of the reading, we're going to go over what you guys need to be more confident about, things you should be taking more pride in. Okay, so first we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, clarified by the Fool reversed. We have the Seven of Cups reversed, the Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment card, the Knight of Cups reversed, and the Empress reversed. Okay, so with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Fool reversed, I feel like you guys lately may have been directing a lot of your energy inward. Like you may be spending more time alone or more time focused on yourself, just because you want to sort of like take stock of what you have, like kind of take stock of your finances or like your resources. Maybe some of you are like trying to go back to school or something, so you're kind of just, you know, kind of seeing where your options are, but you're kind of like going back to the drawing board, almost kind of taking a step back, figuring out, you know, do I have all my ducks in order? Like, what do I have at my disposal? What are my resources? What are my options? So one thing I think you guys need to be more confident about is how resourceful you are. Because with the Queen of Pentacles, like she has all the coins. Okay, so you guys, you're very resourceful, you're very nurturing, you're very kind. That's not something you should be taking for granted, especially in the world we live in today. Clearly, a lot of people are certainly not kind, okay? So, sorry if this is not focused. Being resourceful is a blessing. It's a gift. All right, then with the Seven of Cups reversed and the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you guys actually have a lot of gifts that aren't really necessarily being utilized. I think it's because you're so practical with this Queen of Pentacles energy and the Knight of Pentacles energy. You're so practical that you don't really allow yourself to get involved in these other topics. Like some of you actually might be spiritually inclined, because I'm seeing like these astrological symbols on this card. So some of you guys might be into astrology or like other spiritual or esoteric subjects, but you don't really get too wrapped up in them because, or you don't take a lot of time to learn those things or to study those things because you're so practical, and maybe you kind of feel like you need to spend your time doing things that are going to help you in the real world even though astrology can help you in the real world. But you know what I mean, like you might feel like, instead of studying astrology, I need to be like, okay, doing my taxes. I don't know, like, okay, that's a bad example. Instead of doing we all need to do our taxes. Instead of doing astrology, the IRS gonna come for me because I said that. Okay, instead of doing astrology, you feel like, okay, I need to go study, I don't know, engineering at college or something. Like you feel like you need to be rapping. You need to be spending your time on more realistic, socially acceptable subjects. There you go. But I feel like these cards are saying like you need to be willing to take a chance and step into the spiritual side of yourself, because it can actually really kind of be like a rebirth for you, right? Like we have this Judgment card. Like getting wrapped up in that stuff can actually be a blessing in disguise. Like it may just seem like, oh, it's just silly, or I'm just doing it for fun, whatever. But like if you actually step into that path, it can reap some rewards for you, and you might actually develop stronger connections with others because they are relating to an interest that you're very much passionate about, and you could be helping others as well. Okay, because with the Knight of Cups here reversed, I feel like, and the Empress reversed, I feel like some of you guys could maybe even be healers. Like you could be really helping people through this esoteric knowledge that you gain. But you just kind of have to be willing to step into that power, step into those interests in order for those things to really come through. Okay, another thing is some of you guys may be very good at like Some of you guys may be very good at like visual, like kind of like Taurus. I mean, not visual, but like more Taurus subjects, right? Because we have like the bull on this Empress card. Okay, so some of you guys might be good at like cooking. You may be good at like making sure things visually, aesthetically are pleasing to the eye. Maybe you're good at fashion. Maybe you're good at Did I say cooking? I think I said cooking. Cooking. Interior design. You know, maybe you make jewelry in your free time for fun as a hobby, or you know, like do graphic design on the side as a hobby. Like maybe those things are things you should be exploring more seriously instead of feeling like you can only do more practical subjects. Whatever that means, because practical, I mean, you can argue astrology is practical, or, you know, certain spiritual subjects. But anyways, and I feel like something you guys also need to take pride in is your ability to go inward and do self-transformation and to really, you know, explore those darker, almost like your shadow side self. Like you guys may, you know, like for example, you know, a lot of us, we go through things in our childhood that when we're adults, it still affects us to this day. And we don't really want to go back and explore what exactly happened. Like you guys are totally more willing to do that. And you can actually bring about a lot of self-change because of that. And you have the ability to influence others with this knowledge or these experiences that you guys have. Okay, I feel like some of you guys may also be good listeners, so you may actually act as therapists of a sort to your friends. Like your friends can go to you and be like, you know, this is what I've been through, or this has happened to me recently, and you have the ability to guide them in the right direction. You have the ability to like nurture them and like make them feel better about, you know, if they're sad about something. Like you're really good about that. Like if you have a friend that just broke up with their significant other, like you're the person they're calling. Basically, because they know that, you know, you have that Empress energy just like inside waiting to pop out. Okay, then I pulled 2 oracle cards for this part of the reading. So we have regeneration and we have fork in the road. Okay, so with regeneration, that's exactly what I was saying with the judgment card. Like you have the ability to transform yourself. That's something you should take a lot more pride in. Like that's not easy for people to do. A lot of people, they just want to stay in the same energy. They don't want to move forward and they want to change, but they don't want to really do the work to change. But you guys are totally willing to go there and get into those darker aspects of yourself. Like some of you guys some of you guys might have Scorpio or like 8th house placements or something that makes you like super down to dive deep inwards. Then with fork in the road. So like I said, you guys may have been recently taking stock of where you are in life, where you want to go next, all that stuff. So you, in a way, you may have been in a fork of a road and you kind of have to decide where to go. Also fork in the road, like I said before, you guys may be very good at guiding others or helping others figure out their path or where they should go. That's why we have this Fool here. Like he needs someone to hold his hand. Like that might be your friends who you help guide to the next step, or this might be like a future. If this is something you're unaware of, this might be something you realize more in the future. Like you have the ability to help people kind of discover where they should go next, whether that's through spirituality, right? Like astrology. Okay, you're looking at birth charts and you're being like, hey, you know, this is what your destiny is based on your signs and things. Or whether it's through like some other, you know, spiritual subject. You guys have this ability. Okay, then I pulled a few more cards. So we have I honor virtue. And then we have I respect the property of others. and I follow my inner guidance. So 2 of these cards actually popped up in another group's reading. So if you're like watching multiple groups and you know what group I'm talking about, hey. Because you don't know what order I'm filming these in, all right? Who says I'm talking about group 1? I could be talking about group 3. I could be talking about group 4. I don't know. Hey, if you watched those 2 groups. But anyways. So if I follow my inner guidance, again, you guys can be very intuitive. You just have a sixth sense for what's next and like what's the best thing to say to people to help them feel, loved and feel seen and feel appreciated. Like, you know exactly what to say. It just kind of comes to you. And then with I honor virtue, we have these like 4 obelisks in the background of this photo. So I feel like, okay, the vibe I'm getting from this card, I feel like you guys are really good with like the heart chakra. Like you're good at, again, like matters of the heart. You can help people figure out what to do next. Because we have the green, we got the pink, and then we have like a very visually striking person on the card. And I feel like that's the kind of vibe you guys have. And then with I respect the property of others, like I said for the other group that had this, I feel like you may feel like you don't want to get into these other subjects because so many other people do them. But the thing is, nobody is going to do it like you. Nobody has the experiences that you have. There's so much when it comes to spirituality that, if you're really into numerology and tarot, like you can bring it a different perspective to tarot than someone who doesn't study numerology at all. So don't feel like you can't, get into things just because so many other people do them or because it's a trend. You feel like, oh, I'm gonna just let those people have it. I'm gonna just let those people do it. Like, no, you can totally get into those subjects if you feel called to, if your intuition is telling you to. Another thing is, like, you guys have a lot of integrity. You guys are very honest. I feel like that's part of what I honor virtue is about. So people trust you, right? Like people trust you with their secrets or with the darker aspects of themselves. Like you are accepting of all people. So you're never going to make people feel alien or other, which is a gift. So that's something you should also feel confident about. Okay, so for this next part of the reading, we're going to go over how you can boost your confidence. Let me pull some cards on that. So the first 2 messages we have for boosting your confidence, we have passion. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. And we have friendship. Seek out your soul family. Surround yourself with positive people. Spend more time socializing. Okay, so with passion, as I said before, your passion can lie in a certain area that you feel like, oh, I can't explore this as much as I would like because, society says I shouldn't or my family says I shouldn't. But you'll find that the things that you're passionate about, if you want to make money off of them, like, that's totally possible. Or if you just want to make it a little hobby on the side that you do, and maybe in the beginning just make money some other way, that's possible to you too. But always follow your passion. You want to live life feeling happy about what you're doing. Like, you don't want to get up in the morning and hate that you have to go to your job for 8 hours. Like, that's depressing. So yeah, just follow your passion, follow your intuition. Okay, and then with friendship, like I said, other people can kind of energize you. Like helping other people can really just do something for you internally. All right. It's like you have an inner guidance, but then you can also outwardly guide others, and your friends will really be able to help you see that. So feel free to go to your friends and express to them how you feel, and then in turn they will also express to you how they feel about things going on in their life, and you're going to be able to help each other. And you can kind of see it play out how like your advice to them can like be life-changing in a sense, or can really guide them in the right direction. Okay, and then for our Queen of the Moon Oracle, we have abundance. Okay. Ugh. And we have sovereignty. Okay, so with the... Ooh, can you see that? Can you see it? All right, let me turn on this light. All right, so with abundance... That light barely did anything. So with abundance, that kind of goes back to the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you guys have more at your disposal than you think. And you have a lot of stuff within you, like, that you're just not even aware of. Like, you feel like you need to, I don't know, live life. You like, want to live life in a very limited way. And these are limits that you've imposed on yourself, or you think other people have imposed on you, but really it's you've imposed them on yourself. And you should feel free to live life without these limits. Okay, so for the abundance card, the book says, take advantage of this time of abundance. It is all around you. Possibility and opportunity are everywhere. You are open and responsive to the abundance around you. There is enough for everyone. Period. That goes back to I respect the property of others. So yeah, like if you want to get into certain subjects and you feel like other people are in them and there's too much people, you know, charging people or sharing knowledge about that subject, like, so what? Get in there. You can do it too. Okay, and then with sovereignty, okay, that's the Queen of the Moon card. And it says you have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful. Act like it. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I feel like some of you actually might be healers for people who are women, who identify as women, or people who have like a lot of feminine energy. Like some of you guys could get into maybe like, I don't know, womb healing, or I don't know, just helping women like find their own sovereignty. That might be something that you can take advantage of in life, or something, a gift that you have, I should say. And then finally, we have 2 surrender cards. First, we have surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And then we have surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. Okay, so these are very powerful cards. We already kind of talked about intuition. We kind of talked about both of these, to be honest. Like, surrender to your soul's path. Like, if you guys already know what you need to be doing, and there's no point in fighting it. Like, let's stop fighting it, because you know, and I know, we know. Maybe you're watching this this pick a card reading because you need some type of confirmation. And if that's the case, then here you go. This is it. If your intuition is telling you I need to be doing this, then sweetie, that's what you need to be doing. And there's no need to hesitate or to feel like 80 million people could do this better than me, because nobody can do it like you. Okay? So for part 3 of this reading, I'm also going to share some affirmations and quotes that you guys can use on your journey. So we got 2 affirmations. First, we have the law of attraction works in my favor. The law of attraction is a powerful tool when used appropriately. What you focus on, you attract more of. By making positive thoughts the center of attention in your life, you draw on opportunities to experience additional good fortune. So with this judgment card too, I'm getting that this group, some of you guys may be really into like energy. Like you may meet people and you can pretty quickly decide if you vibe with them or not. And you're good at transmuting your own energy into something more positive, or to transmute your own energy, like the darker aspects of yourself into something that's like more lighter or more free from like the past, if that makes sense. So manifestation may be something that you guys are really good at if you want to take advantage of that. So if you're concerned about, I want to get into sharing my knowledge on astrology, but I'm afraid that people aren't going to like what I have to say or something like that. Like using manifestation techniques to attract the right followers to you, people who vibe with you, people who understand you, can be very helpful. Then the next card is I love and honor myself. The same compassion and appreciation you give to others is equally, if not more important, to show yourself. Words of affirmation, this deck, accepting mistakes and following your intuition are just some of the ways you can express and magnify self-love. Okay, so yeah, self-love might be something that you guys have struggled with because we did have the Empress reversed, but you do have like this ability to innate ability to nurture others, but maybe it's not been unlocked yet because you haven't been nurturing yourself. So definitely work on some self-love techniques. Okay, then I pulled 3 celebrity quotes. So the first one is, when I learn something about myself, I like sharing it. You want to be positive, but at the same time, you have to be true to yourself. And that is from Janet Jackson. Okay, so like I said, you guys have this ability to really transform yourself and to really go through some stuff. I almost cursed. Go through some hard stuff and, transmute that energy into, and basically become your, like, the next version of yourself because you went through those things. So those experiences are things that you can share with other people so that they can help, transmute their own energy and their own experiences into something more positive. Then the next quote we have is, what's next? Give me something else. What can't you do? I can do it. I can do anything. That is from P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Puff Daddy. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is something you need to look in the mirror and say to yourself every day, I can do anything, because you can. Because you can, group 2. And then 3, we have I like being unconventional. That's from Florence Griffith Joyner. Okay, so again, you guys might be into some like 8th house things, some spiritual things, some, maybe witchy things. I don't know. And you're afraid of like what other people may think or something like that, but like, it's cool. I like being unconventional. That's something you need to start to say to yourself, because there's nothing wrong with being into those things as long as you're, you're a good person. So that's that on that. Okay. All right. It's a little messy, but you get the point. Okay. So group 2, thank you for watching this reading on your confidence, how to boost your confidence, affirmations and quotes. I hope this worked wonders for you. I hope this helped boost your confidence, made you feel good. I wanted this to be like a dose of serotonin, really. But Spirit had to come and say some things. Spirit had to keep it real. So thank you again for watching. Let me know if it's resonated, and I will see you hopefully soon on my channel. Goodbye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your Chloe Bailey themed pick a card reading. So during this first part of the reading, I'm going to go over basically what things you need to be more confident about, things you should take more pride in, and then we're going to move on to other parts of the reading after that. So first, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, the Two of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and the Well. Okay, so I feel like growing up, you guys were always kind of a lone wolf. You have always sort of enjoyed your own company more than you enjoyed the company of others, or at least you tend to gravitate towards spending more time alone than spending time with others. Like, you're the type of person who, like, if plans get canceled, you're excited. Like, you're like, okay, low-key, 2 weeks ago when we agreed to do this, I wanted to, but now that it's the day of, I wasn't feeling it anymore anyways. Like, that's kind of your vibe. And I feel like this is something that you have taken, okay, since we have the Wheel of Fortune, I just personally feel like this is something that's like karmic, like maybe you've taken from a past life, or like maybe in a past life you were more social, but now in this incarnation, you have had to learn how to rely on yourself or be more independent. Spirit is urging you to understand that being a loner is not anything bad. It's not anything to be ashamed of. Like, maybe you've had people in your family try to tell you that, like, hey, like, why don't you go play with the other kids, like, when you were younger, or, but you kind of wasn't really like that. Like, maybe you actually may have wanted to spend more time with the adults. Like, you preferred the company of adults over the company of kids. Maybe you were one of those, like, kids who would just randomly say some really wise stuff out of nowhere, and the adults would be like, whoa, like, you're 10, but you sound 100. Like, you kind of came out the womb old. Maybe. Okay, but you actually have a more I'm sorry, I'm like pulling cards while we're talking. We have Page of Wands. But you may actually have a more playful side to you that hasn't really been seen yet, or most people are not aware of. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Because with the Two of Cups, it's almost like there's this theme of duality here, right? So you have a side of you that's more serious, more wise, more adult, and then you have like this more childlike sense to you. Like, some of you guys, maybe your more childlike sense doesn't really get, it's more something that only people who really know you really well would see, or it's something that you only show when you're alone. Like, when you're in your room by yourself, you're in there watching, I don't know, children's TV shows or something. I don't know. But you kind of have more of like a childlike sense of wonder when you're by yourself, and you may find yourself looking into subjects that, like, people wouldn't expect you to be into. Just because they think you're like such a serious, more practical person. What subjects would those be? What kind of subjects is group 3 getting into? Okay, here we have the Six of Cups. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys have a childlike sense to you. Childlike sense of wonder. Like, very childlike curiosity. Right? So some of you guys may have Gemini placements or third house placements that make you curious about, like, a whole bunch of stuff. And you kind of just be on Google. You just be Googling. You're on YouTube University, just learning, like, random subjects. Like, you may be the type of person who knows a little bit about a lot of things and not a lot about one thing, just because of how frazzled you can get mentally. So we have the Seven of Swords, right? So like I said, you have things that you're interested in and nobody would know. Like you kind of keep them hidden in this cloak. And then with the Five of Swords give me the same vibe. It's like, here I am by myself with my little swords and everybody else is over here not paying attention, not knowing this is what I'm doing in my free time. I feel like you guys are studying like lighthearted subjects. Nothing too serious. The Chariot and the Well. Okay, so with the Chariot, again, the Chariot also has that theme of like duality. With the Chariot, I feel like these two sides of yourself almost need to be united into one. One complete being. I feel like you guys keep this stuff hidden because, I don't know, it's the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, this is an example. Like, let's say you're into pottery. Okay, you make vases in your free time. It's like, yeah, I could tell people that I make vases in my free time, but then I'd have to show them pictures. And then what if they say that the vase is ugly? Like, that's kind of like, like you just kind of don't want to share with others what you're doing because, and I think this is going back to like that past life thing. It's just like maybe you've been burned in a past life, or maybe when you were younger, you would tell people things about yourself and they'd be like, whatever, like they didn't seem to be interested or they wouldn't be as into it as you. And so you just feel like at this point, like, I'm just going to keep my interest to myself. I'm going to have fun all by myself. It's cool. These other people don't need to know. Okay. But with this Nine of Cups, I feel like you have a lot to offer other people and you shouldn't feel like, not that that's what friendship is about, but like these things that you know, you have a lot to offer other people and people have a lot to offer back. And it's kind of causing an imbalance for you to sort of always be a lone wolf. So it's good that you can have fun all by yourself because a lot of people, when they're alone, they feel lonely. And you don't really have that problem necessarily, but some of you might. Either you feel lonely, you don't know what to do about it, or you don't feel lonely, so you're just like, well, what's the point of me even bothering because I don't feel lonely, it's fine. But just because you don't feel lonely doesn't mean you wouldn't benefit from sharing this side of yourself with other people. Like when I see the Wheel of Fortune here, I see, these four creatures, okay? And I know they're supposed to represent different zodiac signs traditionally, but I see this more as like, bringing balance to yourself. Leo, Aquarius, I think the other two signs are Scorpio and Taurus, that these four creatures are supposed to represent. And I hope, maybe not, but if not, those are the signs I'm feeling. So it's almost like meeting of the minds, like sharing this knowledge or sharing these interests with multiple people would benefit you greater than you just keeping it to yourself. With the Chariot, I feel like you guys should be proud of the fact that you guys actually go after the things that you want, or you actually pursue the things that you're interested in. And it's made you a more well-rounded person because of that as well. Because with this the well here, I almost feel like this is you. Like you have like a deep well of knowledge within you. Again, a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people don't recognize that, but that's something that you have, and that's something you should be proud of because this is knowledge that you've amassed over the course of your life. And you should be confident in that because we did have the Strength card also pop out for you guys. Okay. So you should definitely take more pride in that. Okay, see, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. So the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles upright can talk about like lack or not having enough. the Five of Pentacles, when it's reversed, it's like you have people that are willing to be there for you, to help you, to, you know, people that want to see you grow. It's just being willing to go to those people. So yeah, it's good to go it alone sometimes, but you could actually get much farther with others. Then we have Truth Be Told and Imagine. Okay. So I feel like some of you guys actually might be writers. You might like to write fiction. Some of you might like nonfiction too, or poetry or something. Like you like to write, come up with like fantastical worlds or something and like put that on paper, and you don't necessarily want to share that with people. Because with imagination, imagine, it makes me feel like you have a big imagination. And then with Truth Be Told, it's like you don't want to expose those sides of yourself because you're afraid of what people are going to say. But Truth Be Told is kind of encouraging you to be willing to open up to other people about this interest that you have, because you'll find that more people are accepting of it than you would think. And anyone who wouldn't be accepting of it is not your friend anyway. Okay. Then we also have I Keep My Own Counsel. So that's exactly what I was saying with that Hermit card. Like, you guys love to spend time alone. You are your own confidant, best friend, advisor, everything. Okay. But there's no, you don't need to do that. It's something that you should be proud of, that you are capable of, again, spending time alone. But at the same time, only doing that can actually hinder you. Then we have I Invoke Laughter. So this is a very playful card, as you guys can see. So you guys might be comedy writers or something, or you guys might like be super funny, but most people don't really get to see that side of you, or they don't necessarily understand your sense of humor. So you just kind of keep it to yourself. But that's something you should be proud of, is how hilarious you are. Okay, and then we have I Praise the Goddess and the God. So some of you guys might be good at like the masculine and the feminine energies. So you're good at the masculine, as in going after the things that you want. But you're also good at the feminine, which is more like just sitting back and letting things come to you, letting you sort of attract things naturally. And that kind of goes back to this Two of Cups and the Chariot. Like, there's this duality to you that most people don't get to see. You only show them one face, but you don't show them the other. Actually, that's probably what this card is mostly about, is just having two sides to yourself. And it's like, this light side is the face you show to other people, and then this darker face is like just for you. Just for you in your personal time. Okay, so for the second part of this reading, I'm going to go over how you guys can boost your confidence. So, Spirit, how can group 3 boost their confidence? So, the first two cards we have here for how group 3 can boost their confidence. We have, we have Dance. It says, move your body to music, dance with the rhythm of life, manifest your dreams through dance. And we also have Beloved. Prepare for your life partner. Romance is returning to your relationship. Believe you are lovable. Believe you are lovable. Okay, so for Dance. Okay. So for Dance, actually doing physical movement. Maybe you guys spend too much time in your house. Maybe you guys need to go outside more. Get your body moving physically. You might have a lot of energy that is not being expressed enough. So you need to get it out through physical movement. So that can actually help boost your confidence. Like I know people who they started working out and that makes them feel more confident in general. Or it just gets them motivated to like be out here in these streets. Do you know what I'm saying? Well, not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Metaphorically out here in these streets with other people, socializing and things. Okay, so dance could be something that you're being called to do. And then we have beloved. Okay, so the last part of this card says, believe you are lovable. So again, some of you guys might have this hidden side to yourself because you're just like, can't trust nobody. Like I am, you know, I came into this world alone. I'm gonna die alone. Like maybe that's your mentality or that's the way you've been living your life. But there's like people out here who are part of your soul family, you know, friends and things, or, you know, romantic partners, you know what I'm saying? That are here to help you, to be there for you, and you are here to be them for what? And you are here to be there for them as well. And you're just not open to attracting these people, and so you're not. Okay, so maybe trying to become more open. Maybe that's what Truth Be Told is about. Just being more open to that thing. Because when you think about like the feminine energy versus the masculine, which is I praise the goddess and the god. Okay. The feminine energy is like sit back and just let things come to you, right? Like if you're open to attract a certain type of level of partner, you're going to get that certain level of partner. Okay. Assuming you've matched the vibration or whatever the vibe of that manifestation. So maybe look into manifestation. Okay, that might help you if you're into astrology. Maybe look into your Venus placement, because Venus is the planet of like what you attract naturally. That kind of thing might help you as well. Okay, then we pulled 3 Queen. Why am I saying we? It's just me here. We pulled 3 Queen of the Moon Oracle cards. So the first one says faith. Okay, and this is kind of giving you women, femininity, feminine energy vibes, because like she's pregnant. So having faith in yourself, having faith in people, having faith in your ideas. Maybe you guys are creating something. Maybe that's that book I was talking about, or whatever Gemini childlike curiosity thing that you're Googling in your free time or looking into your free time. Whatever. Based on one of your interests, you may be building upon that into something tangible, or you're trying to, or you want to. So having faith in that idea, that it will come to reality, or having faith that your idea, like the people who are there for you, the people who are meant to be in your life will be there for you when you reveal what this idea is. Like that is key. Okay. Then we have creation. Can't make it up. I didn't look at any of these beforehand. Creation. Okay, so again, like you guys might be crafting worlds and things in your free time, and you should keep at it. And then trust. Okay, so that kind of goes back to what I was saying with the faith card. Okay, so you guys really need to just believe in yourself and kind of create the life you want. Like if you need to look, like I said, look into manifestation, look into, you know, continue to build these worlds or visualize, you know, whatever the life you want to create for yourself. I'm a little all over the place with this reading. Maybe you guys are Geminis or have Gemini energy, because so do I. Yeah. Creation in terms of your own personal life, creating the life you want. Creation in terms of like creative ideas that you have. Definitely keep at both. And then we have surrender your need to always be right and surrender your attachment to results. So this one says, give others the gift of letting them be right, be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. And then for this card, it says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So this is a key like law of attraction, manifestation thing, is like not being too attached to the results or too rigid in how you want things to turn out, because then things aren't going to necessarily turn out that way, and it can kind of sabotage the desired outcome, or not the desired outcome, but can sabotage what you want it can sabotage the outcome of the project or the idea. And then with surrender your need to always be right. So some of you guys might not want to reveal things about yourself because hold on now. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so we did have the Hermit card earlier. And the Hermit card can correspond to Virgo, the sign of Virgo. And Virgo can be very critical. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but hey. Definitely a perfectionist. So some of you guys may not want to, you may have been burned in the past because you're critical of others and then they were like not trying to hear that, you know what I'm saying? Or you may not want to reveal your creative projects because you don't want people to be critical of you or anything you've made. But that can actually make what you've created even better. Like, for example, if you are a writer and your friend is like, oh my God, I would love to read your book, and you give them the book and they come back and they're like, love the book, except I would have, or maybe this part of the book, you know, was a little clunky, or the dialogue was a little all over the place. I would have done this. I don't know. I'm sure they would have said it in a nicer way, but just be more open to receiving those types of criticisms in your life, okay? In your life and in your creative projects. Ooh. Okay, so group 3, for the final part of this reading, I am going to pull a few affirmation cards and quotes that you can try to live by to help boost your confidence. Ooh. Okay, so the first card that popped out is I love and honor myself. This says the same compassion and appreciation you give others is equally, if not more important, to show yourself. Words of affirmation, accepting mistakes, and following your intuition are just some of the ways you can express and magnify self-love. Okay, so some of y'all don't want to really, some of y'all might be hermits because I don't know, it's just like a way of protecting yourself. But again, like, balance is really important for you guys to maintain. And that can't be done if you know, can't necessarily be done if you're not open to other people. Okay, then we have my words have power. Be intentional with everything you say. It's important to understand the power of words and the actions and manifestations they become. Use your words consciously and purposely to elevate, encourage, or inspire yourself and others. Okay, so again, some of y'all might be writers or have a way with words. Something about communication is really standing out to me about this group. And your words may have like an impact on others. Okay, so if you are like a poet, your poetry can really like hit people hard. Or if you're a comedy writer, the jokes you come up with in your writing can really just like, can just be hilarious. Okay. Then we have I say what I mean. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Be authentic in your communication to honor yourself and others. Make a habit of speaking your truth to free yourself of misunderstandings and communications. Ho ho. And then finally we have, I live a balanced life. Everything in life requires balance, including what we categorize as work or play. By establishing equilibrium of all aspects in your life, you create a continuous flow of energy. Have the confidence that you can do it all while doing it well. Okay, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I live a balanced life. So yeah, being social while also, spending that time alone. Manifesting stuff, letting stuff, attracting what you want while also going after what you want. Like all of that stuff is part of living a balanced life. And then with authenticity, or I say what I mean, right? Like I said, integrating that public persona and that private persona so that they're one person can be really helpful. Obviously, there are things that you can do in your life that you can just keep to yourself. You don't have to share them with people if you don't feel comfortable or called to do those things. But there's certain things that Spirit does want you to share with others, like maybe some of your creative writing or, whatever creative talent you have or something, or whatever interests you have. And that's all part of like attracting the right people, is just being willing to share that stuff with others. Okay, I'm going to pull some quotes now. Where's some quotes for group 3? Okay, so we got 2 quotes that another group already got. So when I learn something about myself, I like sharing it. You want to be positive, but at the same time, you have to be true to yourself. That's by Janet Jackson. So that's going back to that authenticity. And then I like being unconventional by Florence Griffith Joyner. Okay, so y'all might be some weirdos. Y'all might be eccentric because you have this childlike personality within. You might be eccentric. You might have a weird sense of humor. So being willing to share that with others is a part of authenticity. Not feeling like you have to hide parts of yourself is a part of authenticity. And so I hope this reading has helped you guys realize that. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this Chloe Bailey themed pick a card reading. And I'll see you again next time on my channel. Bye. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your Chloe Bailey themed pick a card reading centered around your confidence. For the first part of this reading, we are going to be asking ourselves what things you could be more confident about, what things you should be taking more pride in. So the tarot cards we have on the board here are the Hanged Man, the Seven of Swords, the Magician, the Lovers reversed, the Empress, and the Knight of Swords reversed. So immediately, I feel like you guys are very patient. You know when to be still, when to be silent, and when to speak up, and when to act. Like your timing is impeccable, and you don't let people get you bent out of shape. So even if you have drama, which I feel like you don't really have drama, but even if you do, you're not messy. Like you don't get wrapped up in the theatrics of it all. You're just kind of like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm good, bye. Like when to cut your losses. I feel like when it comes to your relationships, you know when to cut people off, because we have the Magician here. The Magician stands alone. And then underneath that, we have the Lovers reversed. So when you're done with somebody, it's like, goodbye. Like, lose my number. Like, no problem. And that's good, because you really don't let people into your environment who are leeches, who just want to take things from you, who are not reciprocating, who are not, providing value to your life the same way that you are providing value to their lives. So that's a blessing. That's something that you need to take note of and be proud of. And then with the Empress, with the Nine of Swords reverse, I feel like you guys are probably maybe late bloomers, like maybe, or you feel that way at least. So maybe growing up, maybe you were a little more awkward. Maybe you got a little more criticism compared to your siblings or your cousins or something. But now as an adult, you feel like maybe I don't know, either you're starting to feel like you're coming out of the ugly duckling phase or you've left it. And some of you might still feel like you're still there. But I feel like with the Empress and Nine of Swords, it's saying that like you're like a fine wine. Okay. So with time, you get better. Which is honestly better. You like, you're not one of those people who peaked in life when they were like 16. Like, you're still on your journey, and eventually you're gonna get there to hit that Empress energy magician level. I also feel like you're good at communication. Like, I feel like yeah, you're just good at saying exactly how you feel in a very succinct and clear manner. Like, you're not going to misconstrue. People are not going to misconstrue how you feel about something if you verbally said something about it, because it's very clear. And this might be a gift that you're not really aware of, so you're not really using it. But yeah, you definitely have the power to like influence people if you so choose to, utilize that more fully. I also feel like you guys have the ability to know if the environment you're in is not for you. Like, it's almost like a sixth sense. So if you walk into a party and you're like, if you feel a bad vibe, like, you already know it and you kind of just want to leave. Yeah, like, I feel like you pick up on energy of other people, like, subconsciously, and you kind of know, like, early on if you even want to be bothered with them, because you just know the vibe. And if their vibe matches your vibe, you're about it. And if not, then thank you. So nice to meet you. Goodbye. Okay. Now, we also picked, I don't know why I'm saying we, it's me. I also picked 2 oracle cards for this reading. So we have, what do we have? We have Imagine, and we have New Life. So again, with your words, I feel like the Imagine and the Magician are related. So you guys are like communication, or you have the potential to be communication wizards. Like, you might be really good at like marketing or something, or like social media. Just like you can present yourself well, and you can almost build a fantasy around something. Like, you can build a fantasy around yourself, or if you're trying to market something, let's say, for example, a new tarot card deck. You create a tarot card deck, you know how to like build up anticipation for the tarot cards. You know how to like sell it and really convey what like your process was and what the point of the deck is, and like the themes and the main idea and all that stuff. Like, you know how to build all that through communication. Then with New Life, like I said, I feel like you guys have an ability to know if something's not for you. So it's almost like you don't really get caught up in a stagnant energy. You can kind of you know, if you feel like you're in a place that is not for you, or you're with people who are not for you, you know when it's time to walk away and cut ties. And I feel like that's a form of new life. Or not new life, but like when you leave something that is no longer serving you anymore, that's a form of, you know, a transformation or like a new life. Like it's almost like spring cleaning. You know, when you clean up your closet, you feel like you got a brand new closet. You got a brand new wardrobe. You got brand new clothes you didn't even know you had because you forgot they were there because all this junk was covering it up. Like, and you feel like, oh, it's a new wardrobe. Same concept, but it's more about like your whole life as opposed to like a closet. Then I pulled 2 more oracle cards from a different deck. So this one is I give blessings, and this one is I embrace the all. Okay, so with I give blessings, like I said, I feel like this again has to do with the communication. Like you can just convince people of things, and you just have a good like marketing sort of persona or magnetic personality when you're speaking. When I embrace the all, I feel like you guys can go with the flow a lot in life. Like you don't get too hung up with like things leaving. I know I keep bringing that up, but like if you feel like it's time to cut ties with someone who used to be your friend, like you're just like, you know what, it's time. Like this is what it is. Like you embrace all aspects of life, the beginnings, the ends, the middles. Like you can kind of just navigate through that without a problem because you have sort of like an elevated mind. Like you're kind of like, you're very wise, and you kind of just understand that this is how life is. And I'm not saying you are selfish, but like you look out for yourself. Like you know like what's right for you at what times, and you know if certain things are not anymore, then that's the way it is. That's just how it has to be. Now for the second part of the reading, we are going to go into how you guys can boost your confidence. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Boost the confidence. Oh. Now, the first 2 cards we have gentleness. So this card says, be kind to yourself and others, honor your gentleness, speak words of love. Then this card says courage, you are safe, fear is an illusion, set strong boundaries. Okay. So, all right, with these 2 cards, so actually maybe some of you, what I said before with cutting people off, maybe that's something that you're getting to. Because like I said before, some of you guys are still in this, like, you could still be in your, or you feel like you're still in your ugly duckling phase, or you're in your, like, you don't feel like you fully, you know, transformed into the person you want to be. So some of you could actually still be struggling with cutting people off, and that's why it says set strong boundaries. So some of you may already be there, and some of you may still, you're working up to it, okay? Because with the gentleness card, it says, be kind to yourself and others, honor your gentleness, speak words of love. So some of you actually might be very blunt, especially with the Magician and the Lover's reversed. Some of you guys might be very blunt. You may have like a Virgo placement or something in your chart, not saying you have to, or Capricorn or something. But yeah, you could be very blunt. You could like low-key be hurting people's feelings with this gentleness card. So it could be saying to boost your confidence in terms of like speaking words to influence others. Maybe consider the delivery of the message, or consider like what you're about to say first. Or you may be judging people in your head, but not saying it out loud. And maybe people can feel that, and they're not they're not receptive So I'm trying to say they're not receptive to your message because maybe subconsciously they can feel that like, yo, she low-key is a hater towards me. Like she low-key thinks she's low-key judging me or what have you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. Then the next two cards here we have surrender resentments. Okay, holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. And we have surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So okay, this is interesting because we did have I embrace the all, and in a I embrace the all, I felt as though people in this group go with the flow, but again, maybe that's something that's like your potential. So maybe this reading is more about, like the beginning part of the reading was more about your potential if it's not your current reality. So, just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But for surrender stubbornness, for those of you who, maybe you're not going with the flow, maybe that's something that you need to embrace and work on, especially when it comes to like your opinions or your viewpoints about something. Like sometimes in life when we're young, we can go years believing one thing and then have something happen that shows us that one thing is not always true, or maybe it's not even true at all. Okay, so, and that may help you as well with your relationships with others, or getting people to understand you, or getting people to be receptive to what you have to say to them. And then with surrender resentments, yeah, so I feel like this is going back to that Hangman and that Seven of Swords. So with surrender resentments, this is really encouraging you to sort of just like, again, know when to cut people off, know when to keep people around, like all that stuff. Again, some of you may be there already, and some of you, that may be something that you are working towards as time goes on, and it may take you some time to get there, but eventually you will get there if that's something that, you're currently dealing with. Finally, for these last two moon cards, we have boundaries coming up again, and we have patience. Okay, so again, with patience, I feel like I said that you guys were really patient in the beginning. Did I say that? I don't remember. Well, I think I did. I think I did. If I didn't, you're patient. If I did, this is confirmation. What I said before was true. So yeah, some of you guys may be very patient, or this could be encouraging you to be patient in terms of your growth, in terms of your development and becoming the person you were meant to be. You may be meant to like go through certain challenges with yourself and your relationship to others, or the way you communicate with others. And at some point you're going to sort of fully blossom into like the butterfly. Okay. And it's all going to make sense what you went through before. Okay, and then boundaries, again, that's just kind of affirming what we said before, in terms of like some of you may be really good at setting boundaries and cutting people off already, and some of you, you're working towards getting to that place. But yeah, okay, so now for part 3 of the reading. This is going to be about like giving you guys affirmations and quotes that you can take with you when this reading is over to kind of help encourage you in your journey. Your confidence journey, your Chloe Bailey journey. So I'm going to pull some affirmations and some quotes. Okay. So the first 2 affirmations we have are, I am dope. Let's focus. You are a unique individual, and that originality makes you extremely dope. You have a purpose and a path that is vital and tailored specifically for you. Remember to recognize yourself as special, necessary, and dope as hell. Then the next one is, I embrace the unknown. At times, life can feel like a roller coaster of up and downs, but this is the nature of life. The magic happens in the unknown. You might not understand the why of what is happening, but know everything you experience is a preparation for the next phase. So that's kind of what I was saying before with the I Embrace the All card. Oh, she's out of focus. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what I was saying before with the I Embrace the All card. Part of embracing the all is embracing the unknown. So that's part of the journey you guys are on. And the I Am Dope card, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, hello, you are... I'm not gonna curse, but you know what I'm saying? You are that, insert curse word here. Nobody can insert curse word here with you. And that's that on that, okay? I have 2 more affirmations. So this one, you guys, this is what I said. First of all, I haven't used this deck in any other group, but I just felt like I needed to use this deck. And look, it says fine wine. What did I say, you guys, for fine wine? I said that. I've never pulled this card for myself, which, okay, Spirit, what you trying to say? I'm not aging like fine wine, but anyways. Wow. Okay, so the cards don't lie. It says fine wine. Like the finest of wines, I'm sorry, the font is small. As you age, you become more complex, distinct, and valuable with the knowledge and experiences gained along the way. Celebrate all the flavor you've acquired thus far. Boom. Boom. And then we have hella expressive. Okay, Magician card. It is healthy to honor and express your emotions through any medium you choose. Art, writing, etc. Understanding and respecting your moods and emotions leads you to greater levels of emotional maturity and self-discovery. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So yeah, with hella expressive, some of y'all may need to practice this inner communicator through your art. Through writing, like they said. We did have the imagination. It's not imagination. It just says imagine. Okay, so another group got this card, and I think I said that it has to do with, like, maybe they should be a writer or get into poetry or something, or writing fiction. So that might be something that you also need to explore, group 4. Maybe you also need to, you know, express yourself through writing. Maybe you need to keep a journal. Ooh. That would be good. A journal would be good because, like I said, y'all are just like fine wine. And so, it'll be good for you to look back on, like, once you bloom into that butterfly, okay? You can be like, oh, remember when I was young and I thought my life can't get any better than this? And it did. And then you could just look in your journal and just reminisce. So, yes. All right. Finally, we have 2 quotes here for you. So the first quote says, I have no fear, only ambition. That is from Tupac. And then wow. This says, at the center of bringing my dream into fruition is self-discipline. That is Will Smith. Okay. So, so some of you guys might be working towards something and you're feeling like you're never going to get there. And maybe that's where that late bloomer energy is coming in, or this feeling of being a late bloomer. It's like maybe you're looking around you and people around you have the career that they want, or they have the partner that they want, or they're living in the place with the car that they want. And you feel like, dang, when am I going to get that? When am I going to get those things? When am I going to achieve that? This is encouraging you, first of all, to have self-discipline. Okay, because at the end of the day, if you are working towards a goal and you're not working, like, there's no plan, like, have you written down what you're trying to do? What are the actionable steps you're going to take to get to that goal? Okay, maybe that's all something that you need to take into consideration so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And then with I have no fear, I have only ambition. So some of you guys maybe you have not achieved what you want to achieve because you are fearful of, a couple of different things. You could be fearful of like what it means when you do achieve it, right? Like some people fear success. Okay, they do, because it's like, for example, if you release an album, you're a musician, you release an album, the album wins a Grammy. This is obviously an extreme example. You release an album wins a Grammy. That's pretty amazing. For your second album, you might be like, whoa, like how I have to top this. I have to get 2 Grammys. Like this album has to sell better. I have to make more money off of it. The fans have to like it more. Like that's all kind of like, that can play into a fear of success. It's like, well, if I do it and I fail, then maybe I should just not even try. Maybe doing it and failing is worse than trying. What? Maybe I confused myself. Trying to achieve the goal and failing is worse than not trying at all. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Like some people might think like that. Or you could have a fear of like, you may have a fear of like how much money it's going to cost you to invest into this thing that you want to achieve, or, there could just be a lot going into it. So like, this is just reminding you to let that go. Let that go. So I definitely feel like writing stuff down is going to help you guys a lot. Please keep a journal. You can get a written journal. You can get one of those voice memo journals where you just I have an iPhone, so you could just get the voice memo app and just speak in it for 20 minutes. Okay. Or when you're taking a shower, you could just talk to yourself, or you could talk to God, or you could talk to your guides or whatever. That could be your journal. So group 4, look how moisturized my hand looks. Group 4, I hope you enjoy this reading. I hope it resonated. Please let me know in the comments if it did or it did not. And I will catch you guys with another reading later.